Only 1 minute.
We all have to be held to high standards of conduct. And so I have a question for you. How do you feel, and what kind of tacit support does it lend when a leader of a political party attends an event for whatever great intent at the outset, but that is well known to be infiltrated by the self-described Canadian Yellow Vest movement, and that has promoted violence against elected officials, and that has anti-immigration rhetoric?
We have always stated at the Canadian Anti-Hate Network that leaders have to lead. It's as simple as that. I had no problem with the leader of the opposition actually attending the convoy and giving out his message. I think it was important for politicians to do that. I deeply regret that he had an ideal opportunity, in my view, to have pointed out and to have called out the racists, and there were many. There were about 200 on the Hill. Almost a third were involved with yellow vests, and many of them were engaged in horrible racist rhetoric. They knew it. The leader knew it because we got that information to him. All we needed to hear was for him, or if it's Mr. Singh, or if it's Mr. Trudeau, when they are confronted by racists and they know racists are around, they have, my father used to say, if you want to get something done, if you want to tell somebody something, you got to open a mouth. He has to open a mouth. Leaders have to open a mouth. And by the way, I said...
And he has. And
well, he did not then.
Mr. Farber, you're well out of...
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of questions, starting with Mr. Barrett. Mr. Barrett, you have 6 minutes.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. So I just want to go back to Mr. Boissonnault's comments from the previous round that we had, and I'll just read a few excerpts from Hansard from the 8th of April of this year. The Honourable Andrew Scheer, quote, "We will always denounce those who promote hateful ideologies while we stand up for energy workers who are fighting for their jobs." From April the 10th, I have, quote, "I have always 100% denounced white supremacy and racism and anyone who promotes those hateful ideologies. The Prime Minister also knows that the Senator withdrew and clarified his remarks, and I will continue to denounce those types of messages. It is," end quote, "it is a fundamental tenet of the Conservative Party that equality of opportunity and equality of protection under the law for all Canadians be preserved and protected." Now, for the record, the Prime Minister Trudeau, hosted a convicted attempted murderer and member of a known extremist group on a government-sponsored trip to India. Prime Minister Trudeau hosted a known al-Qaeda sympathizer in the Prime Minister's office. And without order by court, Prime Minister Trudeau paid the murderer of American medic Christopher Speer over $10 million. So I will take the moral leadership of the Honourable Andrew Scheer any day of the week. But, Mr. Boissonnault, that type of divisive rhetoric and innuendo is...
it's Mr. Barrett's time.
Am I not entitled to address my time as I wish?
It's your time, Mr. Barrett.
Thank you. So, Mr. Boissonnault, I'll take the moral leadership of this Prime Minister, and I think it's reprehensible that you're using this opportunity where we can come together and consult with the broad spectrum of stakeholders and witnesses who are giving of their time to meet with us to look to score cheap political points. And it is a disservice to your party, and it's a disservice to the spirit of what this committee is trying to do, and you should be ashamed, sir. To the witnesses, well, that speaks to your lack of character and judgment.